This particular version of Cage is green-white, so you have a little bit more acceleration with elves. You have both Lovestruck Beast and Sandstorm Salvager. This is a 1/1 that makes a 3/3, and what's nice about both of these cards is they provide you with two bodies that have different powers in one card. You have the Copters to help loot away extra copies of Cav, and then if you just remove the Cages and the Cavs, you just have green-white good cards. Turn 3, by the way. Was that a good turn 3? Hey everybody, welcome back here to some more OTJ Pioneer, and for those of you who have been living under a rock the past couple of days, you might have missed the Collector's Cage boom, as the kids are calling it, and today we're going to be showcasing you one of my favorite potential brews with that card, and that is the deck you see in front of you right here. So for those of you who are unaware, Collector's Cage is a card from the Big Score, which is one of the 17 sets that was just released along with Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And it is the card that you see on your screen. It has an ability called Hideaway, which is, when it comes into play, you can look at the top 5, take one of those cards and tuck it underneath the cage, and then when you fulfill the requirements to activate the ability, which is you have to have creatures with 3 or more different powers, you can just play the card for free. So, what we are doing here, now, there have been a couple of different versions. I know Spike was big on it in Modern. He was playing it with Windbrisk Heights and Emrakul. We don't have those cards in Pioneer, but what we do have in Pioneer is something that it doesn't necessarily... It's not quite as powerful as Emrakul, don't get me wrong, but it does still end the game most of the time when you're casting it for free, which is Moonshaker Cavalry. It's kind of a Craterhoof Behemoth-esque card. It's a 6/6 flyer. When it ETBs, it gives all your creatures flying in +X/+X. X is number of creatures you control. So that's kind of the big payoff that we're trying to hit with Cage. Now, the important thing to remember about Cage is you need to have creatures with 3 different power. What is the best way that we can accomplish that? Well, I believe that green-white, in Pioneer at least, green-white may give you the best amount of options to spread the power around, and there's a couple of different reasons for that. The first one, pretty simple, Lovestruck Beast. The first half of this card is 1 mana to make a 1-power creature. The second half of this card is 3 mana to make a 5-power creature. You've now completed the requirements of 2/3 of the cage with just 1 card. Another card here, Sandstorm Salvager. Yet another card from the Big Score. For those of you who may remember Blade Splicer from back in the day, basically just the green Blade Splicer. 3 mana 1/1 ETB, you make a 3/3 golem. So you're paying 3 mana, you get a 1-power creature and a 3-power creature. There's 2/3 of the way there for Collector's Cage. Another one, Esika's Chariot, powerful card. 4 mana, you make 2 cats. You can use the cats to crew the Chariot. You now have a 2 and a 4. There you go. You kind of get where this is going. And then past those cards, we have the cages themselves, of course. We have our mana acceleration. Can't play a green deck. Well, I shouldn't say you can't play a green deck in Pioneer without elves, but this specific deck really does want the elves, given how many 3-drops you have. And then the other cool thing is, Voice of Resurgence. This is the card that I could kind of feel I could take or leave. I'm not sure what to put in this spot. Maybe there should be a different 2-mana card that provides 2 bodies or something like that. But just a good card. If your opponent's interacting with you on your turn, you can get some tokens. You can also copy those tokens with Esika's Chariot, which is cool. Smuggler's Copter, pretty important here for a couple of reasons. 3 is not the most common power to achieve. The only other 3 we have is Salvager. But you'll notice 2-power, 2-power, 1 and 5, 2 and 4. So 3 is kind of hard to accomplish. And the other cool thing about Copter is if you draw Moonshaker Cavalry, not the best draw in the deck. You want to hit that under the cage. You don't want to actually draw it. So it kind of gives you a way to convert those extra cavalries when you draw them and don't hit them off cage. Skyclave Apparition, it's just a good card. 3 mana, kill mostly any one of your opponent's things, not a Vein Ripper notably. But, it is just a pretty good value card. You're not really doing anything synergies with it. There's no blinking or anything like that. Just 3 mana, kill your thing, make a 2-power creature. And then the other payoff here, besides Moonshaker Cavalry, is Emeria's Call, which you'll notice we only have 18 lands, but that's because we're playing for Emeria's Call. So we kind of get the cheat on lands and also still have a pretty good hit off of cage. If you're making 2 4/4 flyers for free, that's not that bad. So if you have the ability to just hit this off of cage, it even increases the density of how many good things you have to hit off of it. So that's the idea there. And then that's pretty much it for the main deck. The mana base has some dual lands, Pathways, Razorverges, Temple Gardens, only one copy of Mutavault. The mana base is a little awkward, given that you have, double white Skyclave, green on one. So I don't want to play too many Mutavaults, but I think the first copy is good because it is nice to have an extra creature in the mana base when you're doing cage math and trying to get all those 3 different powers to achieve it. As far as the sideboard is concerned, most of these cards are pretty self-explanatory. Hearse is good against Phoenix, Pick Your Poison, which, by the way, I just want to go on a little side note. Pick Your Poison, in my opinion, is one of the best sideboard cards in the format right now, and a really good reason to be playing green. It kills Vein Ripper for 1 mana, Ledger Shredder for 1 mana, Leyline Binding for 1 mana, Fable the Mirror Breaker for 1 mana. It kills Darksteel Citadel, which I've done against Ensoul Artifact multiple times. Just phenomenal sideboard card. Winning Announcement is here for the grindy matchups like your Rakdoses and things like that. Redain, good against Lotus Field. Cutseal's Flanker, kind of a multi-purpose thing. It's good against graveyard decks because you can exile their graveyard. It's decent against sweepers because if they sweep your board, you can just play this and make a giant creature. So a little bit of multi-purpose there, and then a couple of portable holes for those pesky red decks. We did pretty well in the league, so I'm not going to tell you how well. You'll have to watch the video to find out. But without further ado, I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. And this hand seems fine. It seems fine. No, tap lands are terrible. You don't want to play tap lands. My thoughts on having Standard or Pioneer adopt Rule 0 from Commander, but the only Rule 0 is no blue-white control. I think we would be living in a much better world if that were the case. If I'm being completely honest, I think the world would be a better place. Blood Tithe Harvester. Harvester of Sorrow. Okay, so under the assumption that my elf is dying next turn, I could just Skyclave the Harvester. Yeah, because if I Skyclave Harvester, I can go... Yeah, this is good. Because now I can go untap land, 1/1, cage, 3/3. Or, sorry, 2/2. No, I can't. Yeah, no matter what. Because I have a 2/2 and 2 1/1s. Maybe this plays suck then. Oops. I thought I had 2 creatures with different powers, but that's not the case. How good do you think are Manadoric decks in the current metagame? Part of the reason that the spot removal went down is just because spot removal is untenable against Vein Ripper. They seem fine. But also, the Mana Elf decks are really bad against Amalia, or most of them are. No, GTA is not a playable card. Now what's the plan? I could just go Heart's Desire, Lovestruck Beast. That actually doesn't sound awful to me. I kind of like that. And this way, even if they, somehow break up our cage turn next turn, we at least have a 5/5 in play. And we can even put a counter here and have 5/3 and still 2 1/1s to be able to attack with Beast. Normally good, but I think we can beat that one. They're dead if we hit Cav, right? Yeah, they're 100% dead if we hit Gav. Gav me. Magic is just an easy game. Oh my god, I'm realizing something now. Thankfully it's lethal anyways, but okay, perhaps I should not have Lovestruck Beast in my deck. Dude, I get got by this every single time. Tell me, how many people in chat remember the time where I decided to build a deck that had Lovestruck Beast and Wedding Announcement? Oh, I could have done After Attacks, yeah. Okay, that would have been fine then. I just go to combat and then cast it. Yeah, you're right. Sure. So I guess I'm the idiot, but it was lethal anyway, so who cares, but... Oh, man, that was funny. Okay, so Rakdos. Do we know if they're vampires or just Rakdos mid? They discarded Sorin? I didn't see that. Okay. I didn't see they discarded Sorin. Good call. That's why you're here, chat, That's why I keep you guys around. It's about the only reason I keep you guys around. I don't know if I want Wedding Announcement or Lovestruck Beast. Thoughts? I could do Wedding over Skyclave. How good is Skyclave against Vamps? I should also probably be shaving some of these elves. We can just do this. Yeah, this looks good. We'll try that. Pretty good, I think. Well, a little slow. I mean, it's got lands and spells, which is... It's hard to mulligan lands and spells against Rakdos. Shaving elves versus Vamps sound bad? What do you mean? They have 4 Fatal Push, 4 Blood Tithe Harvester. It's like they have arguably the same number of removal spells. I don't know what you mean by that. Dusk Legion Zealot. Give me a cage. You're like a little late to the party. Better late than never, I guess. Nest Invader. Now you're speaking my language. Yeah, Soren can also kill the elves too, case in point. Oh, okay. Well, this is obviously better for us. Maybe they attack for no reason. Brother, this is the worst attack you've ever made in your life. I mean, they didn't think about pick your poison, obviously, but like... Come on. I defeat your Vein Ripper for 1 mana, and I kill your Soren. It does suck that I get time locked because I don't get to cast my 3-drops, but we can double spell next turn. I've located another combo as well. Wedding Announcement makes tokens, and Sandstorm Salvager pumps tokens. We have located an additional combo. This deck is just Selesnya combos. Sure, that's fine. We can rebuild. I'll do this first. It's kind of close. I mean, the Salvager puts more power into play, but getting this going is probably a little bit better. Yeah, we just talked about this. I just said this. Look, I don't make the best decks, okay? I just make the sketchiest decks. Another combo with Sandstorm Salvager. Yes, Salvager is Green Blade Splicer with upside. Trying to think of how much I want to commit to a second sweeper. Maybe I just don't play the Salvager. This is probably a better post-Wrath threat, right? If they have second Wrath. My issue with playing Lovestruck Beast is if they do a Path of Peril, they're just going to cast it, and then I can't attack with Lovestruck Beast next turn. Okay, I mean, that exchange is kind of fine. It's whatever. I would argue that Salvager is better than Blade Splicer. Like, what's nice about it is it pumps other tokens, too. It's just like, this card is really good. I think people are sleeping on this one. I think you know, we're going to, in a year's time, we are going to look back on this set, and we will say, man, Sandstorm Salvager was one of the best cards from the set. Mark my words. I have 2 cards in hand. Let's go Cage. Cage me. I think I'm just going to Skyclave the Harvester. That was my plan. I want to see what I hit off Cage first. Oh, the nuts. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to Skyclave here. Well, actually, if I Skyclave, it's pretty bad if they just kill my Skyclave, right? You know what? I actually kind of like this better now. Yeah, because if I Skyclave, they just kill my Skyclave, make a 2/2, eat a token. And this way I can at least force a trade. And this trade is, like, so good for me. Because I draw a card, too. Sure. Totally fine with that. Because we still get to, do this next turn, because we can go Salvager, and then put a counter on the 1/1, and then we have 3/2/1. Well, I guess now we would have, what, 4/3/2? Yeah, 4/3/2. It's kind of fucked up. Oh, there's the other thing, right? We played the Lovestruck Beast earlier to bait the removal spell because we knew that our Lovestruck Beast was going to be terrible after we flip Wedding Announcement. This brain up here, it's too big. Like, I need to have specialized headphones for how large my brain is. It's a good draw step. I'm not going to complain about that one, you know? That one I'm not going to complain about. Certainly no complaints here. To be cast call. I'm just going to wait for them to do something. There's almost no reason to do it now. I can just wait till they act. Most of the time, you just wait for them to do something. Well, now they have no cards in hand, so I guess I'll do it. I think I'd rather have a counter on this, because it's more damage. No. Nope, never mind. I almost messed up. Never mind. Almost messed up. Almost messed up. And then you see Esika's Chariot can copy the angel tokens. And also what's nice about this is the Indestructible retains on their turn. So even if they draw another Path of Peril, they're still just dead. Yeah, nice Path of Peril. Just an absolute thrashing. Did we break the format? Well, sure. If we didn't have Pick Your Poison, we would have lost that game. I don't disagree with you. We would have lost very easily if we didn't have Pick Your Poison. I mean, this hand's pretty good if they don't kill Copter. But what if they do kill Copter? I guess I shouldn't say it's good. I say it's passable because we can loot away the 5 bad cards in our hand. Yeah, we should just mulligan. What am I saying? Put back Voice. I think it's put back Voice. Alright, Inshallah my elf will live. Inshallah my Elvish Mystic will not die. Come on. Don't do me like that. Sheesh. You want to cast Slickshot Show Off? You are dead. If you cast Slickshot Show Off, the game is over. Perhaps I shouldn't main phase this, but, you know. They seem like they're F6'd. Alright, we can go next. I think we can go next. Turn 3, by the way. Was that a good turn 3? Hold on. We're playing it out, though. I appreciate that we're playing it out. Give me a Moonshaker. Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. I mean, come on. What do you want from me? It's like report this man for criminal activity. Minus 30, by the way. Somebody check him PC. Somebody check this man's PC. No, it was turn 3 because I went turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Sandstorm Salvager, turn 3 Collector's Cage activate. So it was turn 3. That was kind of disgusting, though. If I'm being honest with you, that was kind of absurd. Holme? What else is good against red? Flanker, probably? Cool. I hate Skyclave against them. Thanks for the memories and the primes. I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to, like, segue that into something about Twitch primes, but I couldn't figure it out, so you'll have to fill in the blanks. Out of curiosity, why is Winning Announcement a sideboard card? I don't see proactive aggro decks like that in the board too often. I mean, it's just a good card against grindy decks. Like Rakdos, blue-black, blue-white. It provides a lot of card advantage. And you kind of need that stuff against the Rakdos decks. Cage me. Sure. If you insist. This looks like a trademark Doomwake deck. Yeah, just the ultimate high roll. Look at their man. What are we doing over here? What are we doing over here? Yatsugi, what have you done? What have you done? I can't wait to Collector's Cage Emeria's Call in response to their, like, Anger of the Gods or something. I see. Okay, well, you know, we're done. We are done here. We are done here. Was that turn? That was turn 4, so, you know. Opponent, I cast Cleansing Wildfire, Giga Chad. I cast Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Giga Chad. Not good enough today, Yatsugi. Maybe next time. Perhaps next time. Okay, I think we have I think we have found an even better version of Cage than we had last time. Or we're just getting insanely lucky, but, you know. Yeah, this is even without Turn Timber Symbiosis. So this is 5-land Elf Cage. 5-land Elf Cage seems a bit sketch. Much better. Second Copter or third land back. On the draw, I think it's third land, but it's kind of close. You know what? No, I'm not going to get greedy. I'm going to put back Second Copter. So I don't disagree with you, Cathal, but the nice thing about Copter is it's very good at discarding Moonshakers from your hand, because otherwise, most of the time, under normal circumstances, it is kind of a dead draw in your hand. So if you draw them, it is kind of nice to have something to be able to do to, like, just turn them into other material, you know? And also, to be fair, Copter looks bad because we haven't drawn the Moonshaker Cavalries, right? Copter would look a lot better if we were discarding bricks, and that's kind of the point. That's why it's there. Sure, but, like, if you're already browning your opponent, then who cares, you know? Perhaps I should have played Lovestruck that turn. I could have gone Heart's Desire plus Copter. Maybe that was better. Yeah, that's true. Copter would look a lot better if we weren't just drawing the Stone Cold nuts, you know? I agree with that. If our hands were not so good that we were killing our opponent on turn 4, then Copter would look a lot better. Upstairs is kind of scary. Cage me. 4 cards in hand still? How do they have 4 cards in hand? I don't know, man. I'm just going to leave everything back. If they send everything, I might go Lovestruck Beast on 1, triple block the other one. Like, sure, they're going to have some spells, but that's going to happen no matter what. They just have 8 points of burn. Well,
Bruh.
sure. What do you want me to do about that, you know? If my opponent draws 4 lightning bolts, then good beats. Good beats. All right, Holme, and what did we do? Cut the Skyclaves last time, brought in flankers. All right, good beats. Why do you want Pick Your Poison? It's too narrow. It only kills Kumano. I guess it kills the, I guess it kills Slickshot too. Maybe it's not that bad. Yeah. Could be okay. This hand's nice. They don't play Eidolon anymore. They cut Eidolon a long time ago. I have seen some lists with Eidolon, but most of the ones that are doing well don't have it. Definitely get a hole here. Could perhaps be a little bit worse if they have Show Off. But if they have Show Off, they're probably gonna plot it anyways to play around portal holes and stuff. Sure. I'm okay with this. Kind of. Not okay with that. That I am not okay with. Bumblebee Tuna has a song request for us. Little Phil Collins. Little Phil. Just a little Phil. In the queue. It's a lot of stuff. Do they have another thing too? Aw, man. So, Monstrous Rage would make their creature 2/3 plus Prowess would be 3/4, Roll would be 4/5, so it'd be 6/5. This sucks. I mean, I have to get the Rage out of their hand, you know? Because if I don't get it out of their hand, my blocks are still terrible next turn. So, I have to get it out of their hand somehow. They obviously have it, but, like, what else am I supposed to do? Oh. Okay, well, I didn't think that was gonna happen. Sure. What? What? A true red player just sending the Swift Spear into death, you know? That's how you know the sign of like the most dedicated red player ever. I mean, the answer is pretty easy, right? We just go, yeah, the answer is pretty easy. I'm just gonna play second Chariot. I just want to make as much shit as possible. I'm gonna give my Esika's Chariot Vigilance, sometimes bluffing those plays as red and red. It's a weird situation. I think you have to balance, like, so I don't disagree with you that bluffing is sometimes correct, but it's one of those things where you have to kind of weigh the consequences of, is my opponent in such a bad spot where they have to block even if I'm do they have to call my bluff no matter what? And if the answer to that question is yes, they have to call no matter what, then perhaps it's maybe not right to make the block. And I think that may be a situation where, because that exact thing where I'm so far behind that no matter what I have to block. So there's a little back and forth there, which is nice. Right? Yeah. I guess in that situation, it's not really a bluff because I have to call no matter what. Well, we had a good run, folks. Oh, sorry. I said I no longer regret my decision. What if I mute myself the entire time, but then I tell chat that I only turn on I only turn the sound back on if we get a prime sub? Is that a hook? Perhaps. Could run Valky over Cav since it is castable the regular way. So we were talking about black-white vampires, and then you have Cage to cast Sorin. How does that sound? Are we into that? That sounds kind of hot, right? What I'm at 8 life. That is not very many life. We have to Cage, right? Just hope they don't have a removal spell. Give me an Emeria's Call, please. Wait, I didn't think I'd hit both. Well, which one is better? So if I Cavalry, activate counter, play Cav, +4/+4, I only have 2 attackers. I don't have lethal, right? There's no way I have lethal, I don't think. 2 attackers, counter there, so be cavalry ETBs, that's 4, 5, 6, plus 8 is 14. It's 14 with the counter from Cage. So in that case, I think I should take call. Yeah. Let me go... I guess... No, we have to put the counter here. I will cast Emeria's Call. And then I think I just deploy this and attack for 6, and leave back the 2 4/4s. This might be a greedy attack, but I still have 3 blockers. I think that should be enough. Should be enough, right? Turns out it is enough. Alright, 3-0. What do you think about Wandering Emperor? Emperor is kind of cool because, like, cards that give +1/+1 counters are really cool with Cage because they allow you to spread power around, and sometimes you have this awkward part where you have, like, too many 1s, too many 2s, so on and so forth. It's like you don't always have the right proportion or the right balance of different powers. This hand sucks, right? Yeah. A lot better. Second elf? I would say it is Padru. I think the metagame is in a good spot. What if it's Copter? Do you ever put back Copter here? Seems kind of wild. Wow, this is really difficult. It's like the perfect 7, but I just don't know what to put back. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with my gut and just put back Copter. I think I like that. I want to keep both elves in case they're like a... Gigantha's usually a deck that has shocks. So I want to keep the second elf because against Gigantha I expect them to have shocks. Kind of wish I put back the Cage, but... Okay, well, that's not good. For reasons. This is not ideal. I think if they give me the opportunity, I'm going to chump block with elf this turn. Kind of have to. Well, maybe I don't. No, I probably do have to. So be like, chump with elf, next turn play Chariot, chump with the 2/2, turn after, counter, no, crew, attack, post-combat, cast second Chariot. Jesus Christ. Well, you just have no outs, right? It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Like, sure, we can Cage next turn, but it doesn't do anything because we can just play Chariot from our hand, you know. Yeah. Any Fletcher's Johnson enjoyers? Any primers in the chat? Do we have anybody that has a spare Amazon Prime sub that they want to throw to the stream full free? Perhaps a nice little gifty as well. I also accept gifties. Okay, well, they just had the Stone Cold Nuts, so good beats. These 5 good. Everything else kind of mid. What am I supposed to cut against them? I think maybe Lovestruck Beast. Perhaps 1 copy of Elf. Kind of like everything else. Could also just submit 61. I haven't done that in a while. We'll do that. I mean, I guess. I hope their hand is just 3 Darksteel Citadels. Really hope they have a lot of Darksteel Citadels in their hand. Mr. Terp is above you. He said he went 15-0 in the first 15 matches with Red. Yeah, somebody told me they were a mono-red gamer. I can choose all 3 options. Pick your poison. Which one do we pick, though, is the question. We're doing a little bit of picking today. A little bit of picking. It's not ideal. I guess my issue with this hand is, like, it just doesn't really go anywhere, you know? Oh, please don't torch my voice. Maybe I should have cut voice because we know they have torches. Perhaps I should have cut voice. It's just so bad against torch. They kept Shrapnel Blast on top. I mean... Alright. I mean, make you second artifact, I guess. I cast 1 mana Stone Rain. Did we also kill the Siren? Probably, right? I mean, they can't play a counterspell. I have voice in play. What are you gonna do? You give me a token? We know they have Shrapnel Blast on top. I don't care about that. What 2 mana card do you have to deploy? That's a good card. That is a good top deck. That can fix my hand nicely. They are playing the Bushwhacker version, so they can go, like, land 1-drop Bushwhacker, maybe. Looks like they might have that. Could have left back the Copter for that reason. Kind of forgot about Bushwhacker. Might have been a good idea. So they have Shrapnel Blast in hand. This play is going to look weird, but I kind of want to pick your poison. Force them to Shrapnel Blast. We get a token, use the token to crew the Copter, hit with these two. Is that a weird line? It is definitely a weird line. Isn't it just insane value for me? I mean, they can also just let it resolve, right? Alright, you know what? Alright, fine. I'll just attack with Copter. Yeah, they just don't cast it at that point. I'm going to try and find a land off of this so I can play the Salvager. So, discard Chariot. I don't think we need Chariot to win this. We have enough pressure. You hardcast a Bane of Progress. If I knew what that card did, I would act appropriately. I would react accordingly, but I don't know what that card does. So I'm going to take your word for it that it's a good card. Or it's a POG card, as the kids say. What's the hideaway hits in Pioneer? The two best ones are Moonshaker Cavalry and Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. Also, there's Emrakul. The Emrakul, the Mindslaver one. And I'm still not necessarily sure which one is the best to play. We're playing with Moonshaker right now. The reasoning that we're playing Moonshaker is because since we have elves, we can sometimes hardcast the Moonshaker. Like, the games can get to that position. Not saying it happens a lot, but it could, you know. This is a lot of damage. This is a lot of damage. I'm in danger. Jesus Christ. Bro, chill. Bro, chill. What's my out? So their last card's Shrapnel Blast. Pretty sure I have to trade. Yeah, we gotta trade. Starting to think that Picker Poison line was good. Yeah, specifically if they had, you know, because they had Gleeful. I kind of hadn't thought about Gleeful. This is the card that was on my radar, but we're 9. So what's the play here? Crew using Elf, attack for 5, loot, see what we find. I think that's probably the best place to start, would be my guess. They go to 6. And then, worst case scenario, we can go post-combat, make you sack a flyer, play Elf, trade here, go to 7. Yeah, I like that. Like, I kind of have to attack them. I can't give them infinite time. I have to get this game over with. How relevant is this Pick Your Poison? Weirdly enough, I think not as relevant as the voice next turn. But I need the double spell now. So, you sack a flyer. The nice thing about the position that we're in is, like, their draw steps are... They don't have a ton of great draw steps, right? Because, like, I mean, any artifact turns on Shrapnel Blast, but, like, another Shrapnel is bad, Ensoul is bad, like, random 1-mana 1/1 is maybe not great. They don't have a ton of good top decks. Oh, I'm trading. Snap trade. Because we can still threaten lethal. Okay. That's a little scary. Is it? Nah, maybe it's not. Maybe I only attack them with the Elf this time, or the Copter. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it this way. I'm gonna leave back the voice to block the Den. Mystic Crew. Nah, this is fine. I can just have 2 blockers back. I think this is just as good. Like, it puts them on the same clock, but it also leaves us with 2 blockers back versus the Den. I guess it doesn't... Like, the Den's not lethal, so maybe it doesn't matter. Perhaps either way is fine. But I think this is reasonable, too. We know 2 of their cards are Shrapnel Blast Giganta, which don't really do that much. And, like, I guess worst case they draw an artifact. They can Shrapnel the Copter, but then that gives me a voice token. And then we're just playing another turn, which I'm pretty happy with if that's the outcome. I can't really think of a card they can top deck here that, like, gets them out of this position. There's not really a lot, right? Well, okay. That is pretty good, because that unlocks the Shrapnel Blast, too. That's actually an insane top deck. Did they kill the hole? Oh, I guess they have to kill the hole, not the Copter, so they can unlock the Shrapnel. But they don't have lethal this turn. That's a funny line. Okay, they main phase this because of the voice. Makes sense. But now their last card is Giganta. They have no artifacts in play. So the only thing I have to worry about is the Den, right? I guess we can go for Cage. There's not a lot of difference between 2 and 1, is there? Not really. Weirdly enough, it's good, but it's not lethal. Or actually, wait, no it is, right? Because we use the voice to crew, the elf to activate, and we have 2 attackers. I guess it's the same thing, right? It's lethal either way. Never mind, I can't do math. I'm dumb. I is stupid. It's obviously lethal. I don't know what I was thinking. No. Okay, game 3. This deck is sick. Well, sometimes you open 2 copies of Moonshaker Cavalry, but, you know, that's the life that you live. That is the choice that you make. And that's okay. Sometimes you're going to open 2. This hand is really slow, and they kept 7. Maybe I have to hope they kept a slower 7. Their deck doesn't have slow 7s, right? This is already my 6th, though. Like, what's a better 5 than this? Like, 2 lands, Elf, Portable Hole, Salvager, I guess? Something like that. I mean, I guess maybe any 5 with a Portable Hole could be good. Yeah, just anything with an Elf. Well, I mean, I guess it's going to have to do. I think we do it like this. I mean, I think this hand is better than the first 2 hands, for what it's worth. This hand's totally fine. Okay. Elf. Elf me. Elf me, please. I'd like to be elf. Hopefully they just jam Ensoul, but looks like that's not happening. Oh, did they keep a 1-lander? Looks like they did keep a 1-lander. Nice draw, by the way. Excellent draw step. Phenomenal draw step. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, alright. Question is, do we chump block? I think no. I'm leaning no. Perhaps I should, but it's kind of close. I don't want to give them a land. Alright, you can sacrifice an artifact. Please and thank you. Maybe this is going to be the rare hardcast Moonshaker game. They said it couldn't be done. They said it could not be done, folks. That card's annoying as shit. Yeah, they revealed the Blast, which they can't cast. If I trade, what's a good draw step? Just Esika's Chariot's like my only good top deck at this point. But I still think we do trade here. I guess Salvager wouldn't be too bad, because Salvager would give me a 3/3 that I could then trade for Inti. I mean, I guess I can double block, which I might be about that life. If they attack, I might want to double block. Oh, no, double block is bad, right? Because they just assign 2 to the Mutavault, 1 to this. So I can't even double here. Okay, double is bad. Lovestruck would be nice, yeah. I would have accepted an Esika's Chariot there. Why can't I double? I mean, I can, but they kill both if I double. I'm allowed to, but it's not going to work out that well for me. Right, I did take out Lovestruck Beast. Okay. You sacrifice an artifact, please and thank you. They chose not to attack, though, which is very interesting. Debating on playing the Boseiju here. I know it's kind of crazy, but there is a world where I might hardcast this Cavalry. I'm already on 5 mana. Maybe I should have attacked this turn. But, like, I don't know. If they didn't attack last turn, that kind of leads me to believe that they think that the double block works bad for them. So, I don't know. So, I'm like, even though I think it's correct to attack, just because on the premise of them not attacking last turn, I don't think they're going to attack this turn. Does that make sense? Well, I've been had. I've officially been had. The obvious Aganjo. Yeah, maybe they're worried about Aganjo. God, do I trade here? They discard a Giganta and hit Siren, which means they're probably not going to be able to cast that, because I think they're mana screwed. Maybe I should just trade and hope to top deck a good card. Because here's the issue, right? It's just going to get worse for me. This is like my only good opportunity to do it while they're tapped out, you know? I think I have to. I have nothing in hand. I mean, sure, I have the Cav, but, like, it's still 3 turns away from the Cav, you know? I don't think this is, like, hardcasting this is a realistic plan. Just give me a Chariot, please. Not exactly. Playing Boseiju was Pega. Why? Why did playing Boseiju matter? Because of this, I guess? Sure. Yeah, I guess if I was gonna block next turn, playing Boseiju is probably bad. Yeah, maybe playing the Boseiju was pretty bad. Yeah, that's a good point. I think what happened with that game, what happened here was I played the Boseiju, committing to one plan, and then ended up changing the next turn, like changing which plan I wanted to be on. It didn't help that I drew 3 lands in a row, but where like I wanted to do one thing, and then I changed my plan, but playing the Boseiju was really bad for one specific plan and not the other one. And I have no lands in this hand, so I'm going to take a mulligan. I'm on the draw. Be ball. I refuse to go to 5. I simply will just not do it. Sunken Citadel on black. It's like the mono black rack deck. That's our rack matchup. What new card do I play in Modern tomorrow? I don't know. I have not played a single game of Modern since the new set came out, so I have no idea. Go a blank. I'm just going to keep my threats. We'll draw lands. Told you. That being said, I think I'm still getting full value out of this. Like, if I cast a 5/5, I can't attack with it. You're going to field me? I forgot if I'm playing a second basic. Well, we're going to find out. And did I add a second basic to my deck? I did. Pog. Okay. Give me a land? Should have specified. Should have specified. Although they didn't play a land last turn, so. Alright, you get one card. One card. Do whatever you want with it. I did say a land, yeah, and I did draw a land. So I've now encountered another problem with this deck against Waste Not is you frequently will have cards in your hand that you cannot cast. And the best way to beat Waste Not is just don't have a hand. Unfortunately, that is not possible. Rude. Your turn. This might be the rare hardcast game. The rare hardcast game. Jesus Christ. Dude, mono black rack players will just put anything in their deck and tell you it's Gucci. I refuse to believe that putting Aklazot's Deepest Betrayal into your Pioneer deck is something that you should consider doing. But these rack players, man, they'll do anything. they will literally do anything. Rails red. It's a 5-drop. How is it good against red? They just kill you before you cast it. It's like the only reason it's good is because of like the grindy matchups. But there's like I understand it's a 4/4 lifelink, but they play Witchstalker Frenzy and they just kill you before you cast it. It's not, I don't know. Does not seem particularly great to me. It's just too expensive. Like way too expensive. It's acceptable for Standard, but Pioneer is just a different beast. The format's way too fast. You just can't play 5-drops like this. Yeah, we're just never winning this game, are we? Okay. I'm off it. I am off it. Game 2. All right, wedding announcement, portable hole. We want some number of answers to the Waste Not, but not a ton. Does this work? Creature that left the battlefield. So it does work against Extinction Event, which is maybe something we want. This is the issue. We have a lot of good cards, but I think, honestly, this might be one of those matchups where I cut the combo. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I don't really want to cut anything else, if that makes sense. This might be too many pick your poisons. We could do this, maybe. It's a lot of 3-drops. Jesus Christ. All right, this is where we are. We have to cut the combo against them. I just don't think it's that good. Their deck just kills every creature you play, so it's really hard to set up 3 creatures with different powers against the 10,000 removal spell deck. Can't keep this against Fatal Push. Better. Is Skyclave good? I think so, because it kills Waste Not. They have Waste Not, Reckoner, Bankbuster. I guess they don't have a ton else past those two, but it is good against those 2 cards. Sure hope I don't get Thoughtseized, because they're going to take my land. Come on, man. Just be a homie and take the voice. Just be a homie. You know you want to take the voice. How do you beat the voice? You can't beat the voice. Ooh. Alright, get fucked. Just get absolutely railed. Yeah, I know. I know. I had it the whole time. Absolutely spat on. Never didn't have it, by the way. Just had it the whole time. You have 4 cards in hand. Not great against Voice of Resurgence, huh? mean, the obvious answer is Sack Voice, but let's think about what if they have Extinction Event next turn. I guess I'm replacing an even with an even, so it's basically the exact same thing against Extinction Event. I mean, I just sack the Voice, right, every time. That's another odd. If I Skyclave Liliana, I hit them for 10, they go to 4. They go land Extinction Event, name odd, get a 3/3 blocker. It's not ideal. The other option is play Heart's Desire, but then they go even, and then I don't have a 1/1 to attack with the Beast. I just played nothing. It's a 2-turn clock anyways, right? Yeah, I'm just going to play nothing. I'm just going to kill the Liliana, hit it for 8. I think this is fine. I just don't need to commit more to the board. I have more than enough for lethal. They have to cast a sweeper anyways. Sometimes the best thing to do is just not play cards. That I don't really care about. Okay. You know about the other Lovestruck Beast in hand. It's public information. It is, in fact, public information. All right, next game. Maybe my opponent will not cast their card. All right, game 3. It's kind of a weird sideboard plan, but I think it makes sense. Like I said, just the combo is a lot harder to set up when your opponent has that much removal. See, it's missing a 1-drop, but I am going to keep it. Copter is one of my best cards against them, because it's just, like, especially when you combine it with Voice. Because they can't kill it unless you crew it, and if you crew it with a Voice, they have to give you a token. Yeah, that is true. Why is Humans the deck where you chose to play Ulamog over Cav? Well, I didn't choose. So we started with Cav. Somebody suggested that we try Ulamog. I tried Ulamog. It didn't feel any different. This version, again, I've said it a couple of times, but specifically this version is playing Cav because we're playing Elves, and we're more likely to be able to hardcast our big thing, so I'd rather have the cheaper card. But to be honest with you, I don't really think there's that much difference between the two at the end of the day. That's a good draw. Maybe I'm supposed to play the Call first, in case they have second discard spell. Yeah, maybe I am. Yeah, Punish too. Although, I don't know, I feel like they're going to take one of my 2-drops. Maybe not, maybe they just take the land. They probably should take the land. They took Skyclave? Why would they take Skyclave? So they must have Waste Knot? This card's kind of awkward against Waste Knot. I could just choose not to use it, I guess. Am I left or right-handed? I am right-handed. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. It's just Salvager, right? Salvager, attack with Copter, no crew. I'm trying to think of what if they cast Go Blank next turn. I guess I just keep Chariot, hope the top deck a land. Because if I Elf Voice, then I just discard my 2 payoffs, and that's worse. So, yeah, let's just do this. We'll do this, and then we can discard Elf. I mean, just discard Elf Voice. I do give them 2 2/2s, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, the plan was crew and not draw the card. I'm just trying to figure out like what I should cast that turn is more so what it is. Yeah, that was pretty obvious. I am gonna upside just keep the Chariot. That's not bad either. Just go here. I can loot now. Do I want to loot? I mean, I guess it's free, right? As well. Never mind, it's not free. I shouldn't have looted. I'm still keeping the Chariot. Alright, should not have looted. Because now we're not going to draw land. Okay. Kind of annoying. And they can activate the Guy Reach. Did they not activate Guy Reach now? Alright, well, I'm just going to do this first. Deploy the Chariota. Do we shove? If I shove, they trade for Skyclave, take 6, go to 4. They could double block Golem, but they're still taking 5. Kind of a disaster if they activate Citadel and hit a creature, because then they can go double trade, go to 7. And then they trade 2 zombies for these 2. But then I'm still not even that bad of a spot, right? Even in the worst case scenario, it's still not that bad for me. I think this is fine. I need to get this game over with. I cannot give them more time. I would like to close this game out as quickly as possible. They have 1 card. Again, this is still not the end of the world. Like, it looks bad, and it's not great, but we still have the Copter. And the Chariot, for that matter. We can pump with the Salvager. What do they draw? It's annoying. No shallots. No shallots. No shallots, only Prime subs. You can discuss Twitch Prime as much as you'd like, but no shallots, no aliens, please. Pretty sure I have to offer the trade of Chariot for these two. I'm not sure that I have a way around that. We could use Copter here. How insane is using Copter here? It's pretty insane, right? Yeah, I'm not going to use it. Because I could just discard land if they activate the Gaia Reach. Be nice to draw like a second Copter here. Because then if they top deck a Wrath, we would at least have... Like, we'll still have this left over, even if they draw Wrath. Yep. I don't want to give them a 2-2, I think. But now I'm giving them mana to potentially cast, like, a Fatal Push or something. Which could be a little awkward. Because then they can go Fatal Push, Copter, double block Chariot. Yeah. I mean, they still have to draw Wrath. If they don't draw Wrath, we're in a good spot. Do I hold the Elf? Playing the Elf beats a Hive. Okay, I'll play the Elf. Yeah. Also, yeah, it's fine if they Extinction Event, because then we get to keep the Elf either way, if that's their Wrath. I mean, they're top decking. They're Hellbent, so... Playing the Elf also beats me discarding a creature, because then we have... Like, they make a 2-2, they block a cat token, but we still have 7 unblocked. So, if I don't play the Elf and I discard a creature, they can go trade, take 6, go to 1, and get another draw step. So, playing the Elf beats exactly this situation, so good call. Whew. Wow. Did not think I was going to win this game. That was close. That was really close. Ooh. All right, another 4-1. Not bad, not bad, not bad. This deck definitely felt a lot better than the previous versions. A little outro for the folks on the YouTube channel. Well, if you've made it to the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed, as we are kind of exploring some more Collector's Cage Moonshaker Cavalry shells. It's been all the rage in multiple different formats. I do like this version quite a bit. I like that you have kind of some more staying power in the form of like Sandstorm Salvager, Lovestruck Beast, Esika's Chariot. You have a lot of ways to kind of grind through a lot of spot removal, which is pretty good. Smuggler's Copter, very good at discarding Moonshaker Cavalry, which came up a couple of times. Voice of Resurgence and Chariot also help copy like Emeria's Call tokens and Salvager tokens. There's a lot of cool synergies there. The Skyclaves, I could maybe take or leave those. Like, you kind of want some amount of interaction, but I'm not sure if Skyclave is the best one. With all of that, I think everything else is pretty good though. So if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.